Kenyan man from Kirinyaga County who claims to have survived the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war has recounted the most horrifying experience of his life on the battlefield after fighting for the Russian military. After undergoing just 1 month of military training, Dishon Maina says he was deployed to the front line where the death of his counterparts was a daily reality. In a desperate attempt to escape the war after repeated failed efforts to return home, he says he shot himself in the leg so he could be evacuated for treatment after efforts to seek help from the Kenyan government proved futile. Here's interviews Victor Ngaruya with that story.
In one of the rarest face-to-face, first-hand accounts yet to emerge from the Russian-Ukraine conflict involving a Kenyan national, a man from Kiamashiri village is now speaking publicly about what he describes as the horrors of fighting on the Russian front line. Dishon Maina, like a cat with its 9 lives, says he is lucky to be back home alive. Maina says he traveled to Russia through an agent 6 months ago. After just 1 month of military training, he says he was deployed straight to the front line immediately after signing what he calls a contract of death, alongside a pay of up to 1.4 million Kenyan shillings. Maina says repeated attempts to leave the war zone failed, forcing him into making the most painful decision of his life so as he could be evacuated to a hospital and eventually escape.
President wa Russia anashindwa kuendea miria hiyo nini inji yake. Ni Kenya tu anaweza saidia ati kulete mambo ati mwili itoke huko nini alafu ati ilete nini Kenya.
His family says the period of time Maina was in Russia, they were filled with fear, uncertainty and sleepless nights as rumors spread through the community that Maina had died in the war. Maina also claims that during a visit to Russia by Prime Cabinet Secretary and Foreign Affairs CS Musalia Mudavadi, only a designated section of Kenyans with a specific qualification were repatriated.
Walipatiwa wenye hawakuwa wamesign contract. Sisi wengine tulikuwa tumesign contract, hakuwa hawezi kutuchukua.
Now recovering from his injuries at his rural home, Maina says the memories of war continue to haunt him, describing endless drone attacks, landmines, and bodies scattered across the battlefield. He says many of the foreign recruits fighting alongside Russian forces came from African and Asian countries, including fellow Kenyans from Kiambu, Murang'a, Kirinyaga, and Kisii counties.
Russia tu unaenda unakufia huko. Kawe si mjanje, bado unajipata hata mshahara, bado huwezi pata nayo.
The Russian-Ukraine war remains intense, while nearly 42 Kenyans remain missing. According to the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, an estimated 291 Kenyans have been enlisted into the Russian military operations since the war escalated. Officials say many were allegedly lured with promises of employment opportunities and lucrative pay packages, only to find themselves deployed directly into active combat zones. Victor Ngaruya, NTV.